Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
We're leaving that right there. I need the people to know that you are just ridiculous as I am. You just hold it together when we're talking on these podcasts. I don't sound like myself to me right now.
You sound like yourself.
Okay, thank you for the reassurance. My name's Jen.
I'm Neal.
We talk about reality TV together.
I'm from Canada.
He's not from Canada. That can't
I'm
be.
a teacher.
You have taken like silly juice tonight. I'm from Canada. I'm a teacher. We were in a long distance relationship during the pandemic, and now we live together in Canada. He crossed borders to be with me, folks. And what do we spend our time doing?
Watching Love Island USA.
Yeah.
Well, we're watching you. If there was a Canada version, we'd watch that too.
Listen, we do not discriminate when it comes to reality TV. So when we're relaxing in the evenings, or I'm going to be honest with you guys, sometimes in the middle of the day, because it is summer and I'm a teacher, I take an edible and Neal...
Does not.
Right. It's legal in Canada.
Yes, federally.
We're not going to have a conversation in which I deep dive into whether or not I'm allowed to be doing this. We're watching Love Island. We're watching the episode of Love Island that comes after the baby episode. We're not finished it, but we know a couple goes home tonight based on America's votes. We don't know if the Islanders have to decide between the bottoms or if the very bottom just goes home. We do have it spoiled for ourselves of who goes home, but that is not what I want to talk about right now.
It's like almost impossible to not be spoiled because it's like the number one thing talked about on social media.
It really is. Like, there are other shows that you can dodge, but this has become like a summer phenomenon.
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 So why are we talking about this pretty boring episode so far?
Okay, here's the thing.
Boring but good. Again, when I say boring and...
But boring automatically has negative connotations. So here's the thing. Do you like this kind of episode? Do you feel entertained? Always the ultimate question. Always the ultimate question.
Yes, I liked the 3-on-3 basketball game. Pepe versus Chris.
This is the kind of support I like. I don't want to watch the girls just stoke each other's delusional flames. I don't want, like, fake friendship because you think that's what we as America are going to like. I want basketball games, and I want girls sitting around playing Would You Rather, and, like, just being funny and supportive of each other. And I want dudes being down for putting together a cheer because Taylor wants to close things off with Clark.
Ooh.
Hey, we said we weren't going to spoil it for them yet, but hey, spoiler alert for this episode, we do know who goes home. The whole episode has been focused on Clark and Taylor because he thinks, and I think it's genuine, I think, so they go home. I think, but we don't know that yet as we're watching it. If this episode had aired before the votes, do you think it would have changed the votes? I know we don't know who are in the bottom right now.
I don't.
Because there's still no one's favorite, and this is what you talk about. You have to vote for your favorite, not against.
Taylor is so hated by the people that because of stringing along Landria for 3 weeks.
That he's just no one's favorite.
Even if though he's in a cute couple with Clark, no one is going to vote for them. She's a casualty because of him. It's just the way it is.
I wonder if we're going to find out multiple bottom couples.
I think it's Huda, Chris, Taylor, and...
Really? Huda and Chris? Which is what I want to talk about, guys. I'm feeling a little controversial. Ooh. So, let me just real quickly...
Right quick.
Side with Huda.
On what?
I dropped that just to see what you would say because
There's two facets to this argument.
But I knew that's not what you thought I was going to say.
I agree with Hutta on one. I agree with Chris on the other.
Right. What we talk about. The world is gray. Both things can be true at the same time. He is bothered, and he communicated this to the guys this episode. This happened last episode, that they were talking, and it was nighttime, and she was folding the clothes after having the babies all day. They had a pretty good talk, and then he was trying to get flirty, and he was like, give me a kiss, and she's like, right here, and she looks around, and they show Ace and Shelley walking past, which might have been editing, by the way, because the way they talked about it, there was no one around. And so he is bringing up to her very bluntly, if you can't kiss me, even a peck kiss around these people who you're comfortable with, then why are you having sex with me in the bedroom? Here's where I agree with Hutta. In her brain, and this is how, listen, I'm mentally ill. So maybe she and I are both mentally ill, but this is also how my brain works. In her brain, that is private. And being out and around with all the Islanders and stuff is public, and she feels like that's PDA. If you have a really hard line on PDA, then I actually get that. I'm gonna have sex under the blanket in the dark, even if there are other people in the room, because that's when I feel comfortable showing you affection, but I'm not gonna do it
I
on the
agree
couch.
for her other reason, which was, after everything I went through with Jeremiah, they did show PDA, and she was chastised repeatedly for it. So, obviously she's gonna be hesitant to do that again.
And I agree with that, too, because he's kind of bringing it up as really in front of these people that are, family to us. And it's like, yeah, you guys are really close, but they also gave her a really hard time. So I can imagine she has some trauma from, I don't want to kiss you in front of them because it's these people. I don't think it's right for him to bring up the sex with words. I don't think...
Would you rather he said, why are we going on journeys then?
Here's my thing. I think he was too not discreet about it. I think it was a conversation they should have had in bed where the producers aren't going to show it, because it's the first red flag I've seen in Chris, and I know this is a hot take, people aren't seeing it this way, but it reminds me of the season of The Bachelorette when she has sex with two of the finalists, at least two of her fantasy suites, they have sex. On the after the final rose or whatever, where they get to be together and have a reunion, he's like, if you were going to choose him, then why would you have sex with me? Actually, I think it was Nick Viall.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Then why would you have, and he didn't get chosen, and he's butthurt, and he's saying, then why would you have sex with me? Literally airing it out on television.
Well, that would be different if she already knew. But, isn't that, the deciding factor?
What do you mean if she already knew?
Well, if she knew going into that weekend who she was picking...
Are you defending Nick Viall right now?
If anything, the guy that she picked should be more upset than he should.
No. I'm sure he knew. I'm sure this wasn't some bombshell for the guy.
You know what they're doing.
I'm saying he did it to embarrass her in front of America.
Right, yes. It's Nick Viall.
Right.
Yes.
I feel like Hutta, and right now she hasn't taken it this way. I think if I was Hutta, that's how I would take it. So you're mad at me that I won't show you public affection. So you're sitting down to have this one-on-one conversation in front of the cameras that you know they're probably going to show, talking about, then why are you having sex with me? Talking about it, if she wants to be, on the low about it. The opposite side of that, doesn't it make you a hypocrite? Shouldn't you maybe? And of course she's getting all butthurt about it as well, saying, well, then I won't kiss you in the bedroom either. I won't kiss you in the bedroom either.
I think this is something they should have talked about at the beginning of getting together. Hey, Here are my boundaries.
But we don't know that they didn't. So we have to talk about the
so-
conversation we did see.
Well-
she obviously, the way she brings up, I don't like PDA, that's obviously a conversation they've had. He just doesn't agree that this would be considered a public display. They're around their friends. And she's saying, but, you know, they don't really kiss, like the other couples don't kiss around people either.
That is true. But, like, none of them like each other. But
Important consideration.
we gotta stop putting Chris down for a second and defend him because she wouldn't shut up and let him talk.
And that was the worst part, and that's why I have to get my defense of her out of the way. Because, oh my gosh, girl, shut up. Remember last episode you got offended because he told you to shut up? Playfully talking about you didn't like the color of the baby's shirt? No, actually shut up. He was right.
Yes, he could not. He kept saying literally 3 words and then she'd interrupt. 2 words, then she'd interrupt. 3 words, then she'd interrupt. He's like, just let me say what I'm trying to say.
And it's not like it was different points in the conversation. He was trying to get his first and primary point across. It was his turn to talk. She had shared her feelings. He was talking. She interrupted during his same explanation 3 times. And I know I do that to you.
She did this to Jeremiah. Like, same thing. He couldn't say anything if it was constructive feedback or criticism or getting his thoughts out there.
And I think this is why I have empathy for her, because I kind of feel that compulsion. Like, sometimes I have to get my point across. I have to explain it my 3rd or 4th way, which is my favorite thing to do under the influence. And you have a point, and you'll be like, it'll be 10 minutes later, and you'll be like, I still haven't made my point. Or like the original point I was trying to make, like, you've gone so far away from that. And I'm like, I know, but just one more thing. But dang, she is like pathological. Like, she couldn't stop herself.
And it's like
The impulse.
she like has to take a dig, like a little needle.
Yeah, it's in order to interrupt, to be like I said, to make a comment like, well, then do you not want me to kiss you in the bedroom then? Yes, that's what he's saying. He wants all affection to stop, and he's not saying, yes, I would just like a little more public affection from you in front of these people who you're willing to fuck me in the bed while they're next to them.
Right. And she just stormed off.
My problem is he's so frustrated at this point that he almost uses those words, and you can't approach the conversation like that. But she, oh man, I don't know who in the world is going to have patience for this woman. Because he has come pretty close.
He's like the nicest, most calm, chill dude other than Jalen.
And this happens so, not that I'm a relationship expert, I am divorced. But she gives him so many props to the girls. Give those props to him. Like, make him feel good about himself. She's like she's talking to us in the diary room, or she's talking, that's what I call it when they do confessionals, because that's what they call it on Big Brother. So for any show, I will call it the diary room, even though it's only that for Big Brother. Anyway, she will tell us in the diary room, or she will tell the girls, like, we're just so good at but you know what? Gosh, even then, she's complimenting them as a couple. She's just really bragging about them. That's selfish too. But anyway, she always talks about our communication is so good. I'll tell him something that's bothering me and he doesn't turn it into a fight. He just like accepts it and does better and tries to do better. Maybe he's not always in the wrong.
Maybe you should apply that to yourself.
Like,
let him
provide him the same courtesy of working on yourself a little bit.
Yeah, it's Hudda, you were rising in the ranks and now you're back down.
I mean, we cannot vote for them.
No, it's Amaya and Brian are going to win unless the voting is rigged.
And we don't think the voting will be rigged. We talked about this. If anything, they would rig this to keep the more interesting couples.
Right.
But they probably didn't have to, because like we talked about, and we will circle back to it, is going to be Clark and Taylor. And they genuinely probably got the lowest votes.
Yes.
Because I think this is such a good point that I hammer it over and over again. If you don't vote for them, like, yeah, there are people who are like, I'm not going to vote for Taylor. Yeah, but there are like 3 other couples you're also not going to vote for.
So you're really, nobody's voting for Taylor and
Because
Clark.
they're no one's favorite. That's the main
Yes.
thing. And even if they've done no wrong, I don't think they've convinced America that they're the cutest. I disagree, though. I think this episode has swayed me enough that they would have gotten votes. No, maybe not, though.
You have to
Because
remember.
you have the Nicolandria stands.
You have to remember, people are going to be like, well, why didn't he do this for Elandria? He just strung her along. Why didn't he do this for her? So people are just going to use that anger. Everything he does for Clark is going to be, why didn't he do that for Elandria?
Ugh, good point.
So,
We hold a grudge.
yep, people hold grudges.
Ain't nothing wrong with a grudge.
No.
Okay, we're gonna go back to watch it. We'll be back when it is finished this time. You know nothing gets me pausing mid-episode more than coming here to rant about Huda. Girl has a lot of work to do on herself, and I think I give a balanced perspective on it because I give her a lot of grace. But girl, the grace period is... Your warranty is expired. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, we're back. Must have been love, but it's over now.
That's not very good music to play for a couple that just closed off, leaving the...
Villa together.
Yes,
Should be happy days. No, it was really dramatic. The boys started to cry. It is crazy. Neal pointed out that... No, we'll get to that. Neal's making faces. That there's only 2 OG boys left.
Yeah, Nick and Ace.
But then there's only 2 OG girls, right? Iris is an OG and neither is Amaya.
So
There's only
Shelley
Huda, Shelley, and Elandria.
So 3.
So 5 total out of 10 left. Half? I wonder what it usually is. I wonder what it was last season. I can't remember who was and was not a bombshell well enough to think back.
All right.
Okay. We need to rewind.
Amaya.
Amaya.
Give her the money.
Give her the money. Chris, after the disastrous Huda Chris conversation where we last left off, he goes over to Amaya and says, hey, can we chat for a second? I just need to know if I'm tripping. And he explains the whole situation to her. And she hears him. And she understands him.
She let him talk.
She repeats back what he says to confirm she understands what he's feeling. She describes what she speculates Huda is feeling and maybe why she's acting that way. And then ends it with, he's so thankful for the conversation, and she ends it with like, I got you, I'm gonna go find her. So not only that, like, I'm going to take the time to listen to you, and then I'm also going to sit down personally and try to make it right with her.
Right.
And then she does.
She does.
Sits Huda down and says, Brian is feeling confused. He's feeling like you're embarrassed to kiss him. And Huda says, you know, I'm not embarrassed. I did it with Jeremiah and got crucified for it.
Right. So...
And, like, she can hear it from Amaya.
Well, yeah, but she can't hear it from him.
I think Amaya needs to be a therapist. I was so impressed by the way she mirrored back. And I know you're not supposed to speculate on other people's feelings, but, like, she's also not a professional. So she's allowed to be like, Huda is feeling really emotional. She's probably feeling really emotional right now. And, like, unsure. And whatever she says, it's just so beautifully said and so understanding of Huda while completely still hearing Chris and validating his feelings on it, which is all Chris has needed this whole time. Fast forward, fire pit. They're sitting around. Neal's mad because Ariana's not there.
You're in the last 4 episodes. Like, come on. You should be there every night. If they're going to eliminate somebody every night, you should be there.
Chris's face. His America, please send me home face is pitiful.
Yes.
I feel so bad. There's a moment when they're safe and they sit down and she reaches out for his hand and he's hesitant to even give it, and she looks at him and she looks at his face up and down, and I said, you know what, if she kisses him right now, I think that will make it better. Kissing you openly around the fire pit in front of everyone is really a move in the right direction, a step in the right direction for him right now.
Pause.
Do you think he wouldn't be receptive to it?
I think she, from my point of view, was asking him to kiss her.
Interesting. 100% he's not going to do that as Chris.
Oh, no.
For her to expect to her, he can't initiate something like that now.
No.
Oh my gosh, his pride
It reminded me of when her and Jeremiah were in the speakeasy and she looked at him like, please, and he just went in for the hug. It was that same energy.
You're right. But you know what? That's prideful. That means she couldn't get over herself enough to do it. If it's truly just a PDA thing and there was no way she was going to do it, then fine. But if she brings up, like, you didn't even kiss me at the fire pit, dude needs to ask the producers for a ticket.
Rock bottom you through a table. Like,
We do not have the hiccups. We do not promote violence.
No.
So they call the safe couples one at a time. The final two couples are
Nicolandria and Taylor and Clark. And I gave the great analogy that this was like Mario Party. After you, like, even when the game ends and you know someone has like 7 stars and the next highest is 2, they still do the podium rising and you get...
They do a drum roll and it's all like suspenseful, like, who's it gonna be? Even though they've already told you. That's this.
Yes.
We know who's going to go home between those two couples. I doubt very much that Nick and Alandria were even the other bottom 2 couple.
I think it probably went Brian and Amaya, Iris Pepe, Nicolandria, that's 3, Hutta Chris, Ace Shelley, then Taylor Clark.
So Ace Shelley are the other bottom couple?
I think they would, but I think they would.
Which didn't matter in this case. Interesting. I really think some people have warmed up to them, A, and B, I think some people will vote for them, though obviously we're seeing that they're not. They're voted like the least genuine.
Yes.
I think people who are Love Island purists are saying, well, at least they, like, did it, like, they're an OG couple.
Yeah, but...
Which would piss me off, because this has been a season where they've all been like, you're not allowed to lock down with the first person. And they almost formulaically explored other things to make it, look like we're finally coming together.
Yes.
Destiny is bringing us together.
A lot of people have seen through that.
Which is the same storyline that Nick and Alandria are trying to do now. Maybe all these other hurdles in our way. No. I'm sorry, Nicolandria stands. No. I just said stands with a D. Like stands up. Not stands like, hey, Slim, I wrote you, but you weren't responding.
Right, that's where it comes from, right?
Yes.
Because he's an obsessed fan.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Oh, I love when I can teach you
Eminem and Dido,
new
great
things.
song.
I don't actually know if that's true, but it has to be, right?
Where else would they get Stan from?
Yeah, no, it is from that. Like, almost definitely, actually. You just looked at me like, put all of those words back in your mouth, lady.
We got...
Clark and Taylor go home.
Yes, and everyone's sad. But, like, it's not sad because they closed off... There's no way they're gonna make it outside of the island. But
there were fewer tears, which makes sense, because they are leaving together. They're probably going to be put up in a hotel together, then on a plane together, then before they actually go back to whatever states they're from, go to LA and hang out with all the other grifters.
Yes. But, like, America's been trying to get rid of Taylor for half the season, And they finally do.
But at least he gets to go home with someone he actually seems to like. Are they going to work? No, they're not going to work.
No. I didn't know he was going to vet school. That's pretty cool.
That is cool. I bet, like, big animal vet.
Yeah, oh, yeah. You get to work on the horses.
Yeah, like, go out to farms and stuff. Like, on all those, like, Women's Network TV shows where it's like a country vet.
Yep.
She's the only one. Actually, there's not even a doc. I can't do any accent. There isn't even a doctor, so you have to go to the vet.
Were you
to
trying
get
to be
your
Australian?
stitches.
You mean doctor?
No, I was still trying to be Southern
Mate.
and just completely lost the plot.
Mate.
Stop. What's the
Yeehaw.
only one I can do? Oh, if I've immediately heard an Australian sentence, I can repeat it pretty well. Other than that, my brain, I cannot get other
You
dialects.
do when you're imitating Winnie as
Daddy,
a British girl.
Daddy, it's too warm for cuddles.
Oh, whoa.
Daddy, Daddy,
Okay, that's enough.
Franklin is nibbling my toe beans again.
That little... He just actually woke up from his 6-hour nap. We saw a preview for the next episode, which will be Thursday night's episode, which is another... Who's your couple?
Who do you want to be in the
who's
finale?
Your favorite couple?
But it's not. They're going to have one more vote, but this is who do you want to see in the final. Usually I think they do what? They definitely do first, second, third, but do they have 4 couples stay? I think they do. So they're only going to kick off one more couple. You asked me who I thought it was, and you were shocked at my answer.
Because I don't think you've noticed how popular they are.
I think Iris and Pepe are going to get the fewest votes. People do love Pepe, and people do
Yes.
love Iris. I think you're underestimating Hutta Stans to try and put her too low. To put
After
her in
that episode?
the fans of her are fans of her.
Well, maybe it's Ace and
Period.
Shelley. Adios. See ya.
Are there really a lot of people out there voting for Nick and Alandria?
That's true. It could be them. But, I don't know. Maybe Nick's parents are just rabid voters and have like a bot farm that will vote for them.
It does make a difference where you're from. I've brought this up before. I'm from a place where, like, province-wide, and I feel like this is a Canadian thing in general, we support people from where we're from so much. Like, if there was a Canadian Love Island and there was someone on it from my province, every person in the province would be voting. You'd have, like, 70-year-olds who don't know how to use their iPhones having grandkids vote for their favorite couple if there was a person from this province in that couple. Right. So depending on where some of these people are from... Does that make a difference, or is Love Island such a cultural phenomenon that we're talking millions of viewers, and you can't compete with the masses?
You can't. No, you can't do that.
Is there an example like that? I mean, I know Boston love people like Boston Strong, but if there was someone on from Boston, would they be on like the local Boston news?
Probably
being talked about.
Probably.
I feel there is
like
still
American
that.
Idol or.
They would like
that.
update on how they were doing, like,
Yeah.
oh, they got past the first round, or oh, especially if they're in like the finals,
Yeah.
right? I'm more so from a place where they would probably update you on it like every night. Like, there's not much other stuff going on. It is really a topic of conversation. Everyone is sharing it on social media. But no, I think Hutta has 2 million followers. I think you underestimate that.
Well, I didn't say they're the ones going home. I said it's not Pepe and Iris.
I know, but you put them in the bottom 3.
I would, yes. I think Brian and Amaya, simply because of Amaya, is number 1. Pepe and Iris are number 2.
I really hope she got even more fans after this episode.
Yes. Iris and Pepe number 2. Because everyone seems to put Pepe as the number 1 guy, so...
True, because he does, because he does seem really genuine.
Yes, and so that leaves... Well, now the other 3 are the bottom 3. I think no.
It's a tough one to call, I
Nick
think.
and Landria, there was no spark between them this episode. Like, they weren't really focused on.
Like, Clark and Taylor were the obvious. To me, I think next episode, even though the voting will be done by next episode will tell me a lot if Nick and Alandria are just the obvious, like, yeah, send them home. But it's double OGs. Are you underestimating the power of being an OG? Pepe and Iris are, besides Amaya and Brian, but they don't count. Pepe and Iris are the only double not OGs, right?
I think it doesn't matter. I think this season is more about dislike than liking people.
Okay.
Other than Amaya, I think Ace, Shelley, well, obviously
It's a toss-up
Taylor.
between all of them because they're not getting any votes.
Yes, they're all so disliked.
So by the general public, you're saying,
Yes.
forget Stans, yeah, you know what?
Ace has his, like, billions of followers from before Love
But just
Island.
because those are the loudest people doesn't mean they're the only people voting.
He was almost least genuine and least.
So where are all his fans?
Yes, people don't like him.
Yeah, good point.
And now they just seem to be trying way too hard.
I said to Neal, there was a conversation. Was it Nick talking about Alandria and how, like, poetic it was to be ending this together, blah, blah, blah. I said to Neal, every conversation they show us in these next 2 episodes are purely going to be speeches to the audience.
Well, you said about the guys at the basketball. Like, yeah, and it was Nick.
Yes, that's everything.
All the guys, yeah.
Yeah, it was. They went around one at a time all talking about how they've grown and how they are reflecting on their experience, which brings me back to last time when we were talking about Sierra getting the boot because she said something racist, and the argument being, well, they don't address it directly because is it really the show for it? If you're going to reflect on your growth, they better have a reunion and they better address it, or they better give us a black screen or something. But I'm not going to get back into that. I do think it was just completely vying for votes. I think the same when the girls just coupled up and they have to give their speeches, they always try to over the top each other. But I mean, they were going on. They might as well confess their loves for all the dudes.
Right.
I think everyone is really being like, and we've grown the most, and we've overcome the most, and we Love Island.
Well, Ian
we
made fun
won
of
Love
Amaya's
Island.
speech. Like at the hideaway at the end.
Yeah, they were sitting down and she's like, I just feel like we're in this beautiful place and we're too...
But you know, she actually means it.
She does, that's the thing. I'm still not sure if Brian means it. He's like just 2 misunderstood people who understand each other. If that's genuine, that's beautiful. If that's
fortune
bullshit
cookie
because
nonsense.
you... Right? Is it fortune cookie nonsense and you just know Amaya's getting the check for $100,000? I can't remember if Love Island does this. Or is it Temptation Island? It's probably Temptation Island. What show is it where a couple gets voted for, but there's an ultimate favorite? You also vote for your individual islander, and whoever has the most votes can decide to split the money or not. Is that Love Island?
I have no idea.
I would just...
No, that's Temptation Island.
Is it?
Because didn't we watch that?
We did, but I feel like that's not America voting, because that's not live.
Oh, well, I don't think it's this.
I think it is.
Oh.
I think they're going to be like, and the... Huda would keep it for herself.
Probably.
No, she wouldn't. She cares too much about what people think of her. I want Amaya to keep it for herself. No,
She
that'd
would
just be
never.
so off-brand. Is there anyone who would?
Ace.
Do you think?
No,
Under the guise of, like... Under the guise of, like, we're going to be together anyway, so my money is her money? Franklin is awake and trying to eat my Buffalo Ranch chicken dip.
But with no ranch.
Guys, I couldn't find Hidden...
It's not Hidden Valley Ranch.
Yes, it is. Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning.
That's not the kind that I've bought there before, though. It was some, like, off-brand.
Well, I don't care. I couldn't find ranch powder. And I didn't want to put ranch itself in the dip because the dip already calls for cream cheese, and some sort of, like, you could do laughing cow cheese, or, oh, now he wants my hair tie. He will not leave us alone. Not that we want him to. He's like, I know that's chicken. I know that's chicken. I can smell it through the spiciness. Anyway, I didn't want to add the liquidiness of physical ranch and also the calories of physical ranch. I mean, this is low-fat cream cheese and 0% Greek yogurt. So, like, to add ranch would be a lot of calories.
That would add a lot. And it might, water it down.
Yeah, I don't want a liquidy dip. I like a thick dip with 2 C's. Guys, send me your favorite dip recipes.
We do love dip.
Neal doesn't like spinach dip, so if I made that, I'd have to eat that myself. Actually, he didn't eat any of this either. What a wiener.
I made my own thing that we've been planning on making.
It's actually I changed my mind and said I'm going to make myself dip. But isn't it just so fun to watch Love Island with dip? You know what we're going to do now? We went strawberry picking again this morning. If you followed our saga, I sprained my ankle last week when we went strawberry picking. This is the first day that it's really feeling like better. And I'm like, and we're out of strawberries. And I'm like, let's go again. And so we did.
And now you're saying it's hurting.
Well, it hasn't been totally better. It's just the most walking I've done today. I didn't do anything to hurt it more. But Neal apparently ate all of the milk chocolate, so we're going to have to dip the strawberries in dark chocolate. But that sounds so good. Dip. Oh, double dip night. Okay, guys.
I'm Love Island out.
Accolades to Amaya. Truly love her more than ever after this episode. Didn't even talk about the fact that she and Brian went to the hideaway and banged all night. I'm going to sing it.
No.
Okay.
But, like...
Eat the kitty in the hideaway.
This is a nice little break before the end of the show.
You're ready to have a day off?
Yeah, same with Saturday. I need too much Love Island is a good thing.
I actually have to meet with my thesis supervisor tomorrow. So my, like, quote-unquote day off. Meetings always stress me out. Like, I'm not in trouble or anything. It's just a normal me defending not being in trouble. It's just a normal meeting, but they always I am a socially anxious person. They just stress me out. And I won't even have Love Island to watch after it. That makes me upsetty spaghetti.
But we have dun, 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 Canada, dun, dun, dun.
Shoot, I used to be so good at recalling theme songs from the top of my head. I should have been able to do.
Are you kidding me?
What?
You don't know which one that is?
Dun, dun, dun. No, it's Amazing Race.
Yes.
I'm saying that the Canadian one has its own theme,
yeah, I don't know.
and I'm trying to recall it.
I thought you didn't realize.
No, like Big Brother America is dun 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 dun, whereas Big Brother Canada is dun 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 dun. See, I can recall that I am like an expert, but what is Amazing Race Canada's? Dun dun dun. No, that's the American. Oh, that's gonna bother me.
And we'll have the pressure test.
You're right. Oh, we'll have to
And
do a
Destination.
reality roundup this week.
Yeah.
I'm really thirsty. Let's go get some waters and strawberries. Guys, thanks for listening as always. I love that you've loved our Love Island journey.
I love Lamp.
Neal. Not everyone's a millennial. I don't even know what that's from.
It's from SpongeBob.
No, it's not.
Isn't it?
Isn't it from...
Mayonnaise is not an instrument.
Okay, on that note, that totally unrelatable note. Neal's like offended that I said that. Thanks for listening, guys. Please like, rate, subscribe, share, comment.
All the things.
And we'll talk to you next time.